because I want to make sure that for people who can't attend, they get a chance to see this. So if you wouldn't mind, just hear me for a bit. Are you all having a decent time? Are you having a good time with this challenge? You guys having a good time with this challenge? What's your favorite part so far? Are you having some fun with that? You want to type that in the chat, anybody? Yes, says Liz. She says it privately, though, to me. So, Liz, you need to make that to all. I think you can do that to everybody. It's all good. So, Liz is having fun. Anybody else having fun? Fun, entertaining, challenging. That's good. Yeah. We want fitness to be fun, because part of what we're really trying to do here is we want to encourage people to do it more. And if it's not very fun, then it's, oh man, I mean, yeah, truly there's parts that need to be work and we need to get some work done, but understanding that we want it to be fun as well. So that is good news to hear, Carol. Great. All right, so we're going to get started, and I'm going to be here with you for about a half hour. So we're going to try to rock through some things that I think will hopefully help you be very specific and practical for you in the next 30 minutes. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of what we're going to do. So basically what we'll do is I'm going to kind of explain a little bit about who we are and a little bit about my story. And then we're going to get into some specific things that will help you, the 5 ways to help you leaner you. And then we're going to offer you some potential next steps for you to just kind of maybe continue your journey, because maybe some of you are getting getting a foothold on your process of getting healthier and more fit. And we want to just encourage that moving forward. So let's start a little bit. Here we go. There we go. Awesome. So who are we? We've been putting down this free challenge, and if you noticed a little bit in the things, there's a thing called the Go Team that we put up. And who are we? We're a bunch of people who are fit freaks. We love fitness. We love helping people with fitness. We're called Beachbody coaches. So you may have heard of the company called Beachbody. Beachbody puts out programs like P90X, Insanity are some of the more extreme ones. Now we have newer ones that you're maybe seeing some of the infomercials out on. 21 Day Fix, T25 is another one. There's one called PiYo. So we've got different workout programs that we're helping people just get started and moving towards health and fitness at home. So the at-home solutions. So we've got success stories all around. We've got different people doing different things. And I want to tell you a little bit about my story and how it fits and plays into this. So here's a story about my dad. So this guy's name next to me, look back when I had hair. Isn't that crazy? So now it's just like in places I don't want it, like my ears. And so I'm sorry to share too much. Anyway, so my dad's here, and he, of course, as well has good hairstyling in this picture. But he struggled for about 35 years with type 2 diabetes. And his father as well passed away from type 2 diabetes. And so my dad struggled with it. And for years, he the thing that he did to take care of his diabetes, and you guys probably understand this, is that he just, you probably know people like this. What he did is simply just took more insulin. So he'd eat more sugar, and in order to process that sugar, because his body wasn't making enough sugar, that's basically what diabetes is. And so it couldn't process it. So he would just have to put more insulin in. And so that would just kept getting larger and larger in his stomach. And he kind of developed that diabetic stomach over time. And so for the last 10 years of his life, it wasn't the prettiest picture. You know, he went everything from amputations to strokes to eye problems to, he had his leg removed. He had a massive heart attack as well and all that. So I'm not telling you to try to tell a sob story, but I do want to tell you the reality of that. And here's the thing. My dad, particularly when it was early on, he did have some toes removed initially, is because his circulation had gotten cut off. That's what tends to happen in diabetes, is circulation to the extremities gets cut off. And so he had to have his 2 toes removed on his right foot. And the problem happened, though, at that point he had a decision to make. And he could have either chosen to take steps in a positive direction at that point to maybe, okay, what am I going to do now to fix this? Because something obviously is wrong, so I got to fix this. And he could have taken steps in a positive direction, but really at that point, he sort of gave up. And he just kept taking steps in more of a negative direction. And he just didn't take care of himself. He didn't exercise, didn't watch what he was eating. And so ultimately, it ended up causing his death. So his last 10 years of his life, the quality of living wasn't so good. Now, fast forwarding to my story in that then, back in about 2000, so he passed away in 2008. Then about 2010, I sort of had this wake-up call at a local clothing store called Plato's Closet. Maybe you guys have those in your town. Plato's Closet is sort of a consignment shop for, so it's not like Goodwill. It's a step up from that. You've got better brands, that kind of thing. And so anyway, I'm in Plato's Closet, and I'm in the dressing room. And y'all have done this probably at some point, right? So you get in the dressing room, and you're sitting in there, and you get in, you close the door, and it's like, you close that door back behind you. And then you're getting ready. And I gotten the go ahead to maybe look at getting a new shirt. Okay. So I was all set to get a new shirt. So I take that, hung it up around the thing, and hang it up. And then it's time, right? The moment of truth where you have to take off the shirt, right? So because you got to put on the other shirt. So take off the shirt, and we all probably do this a little bit. Okay. If we're all honest, right? It's that moment where you take off the shirt and you're in that room, and there's mirrors. So you're like, okay, I'm just going to do the check. Okay. How am I doing? Let's kind of look over. Okay. Suck it in a little bit. Kind of check. Okay. How's it going? And what I realized at that point is that I just become kind of a mini starter version of my dad, particularly in his last years. So the gut was starting to protrude. I really wasn't watching what I was eating. I was eating better than my dad, but I wasn't still really watching what I was eating. And I was portion controlled, all sorts of out of whack, and really my sugars, I had huge sweet tooth, all this stuff. So I'm sitting there in that dressing room, and I kind of had that point where I said, I am my dad. And I knew that because that last 10 years of what it did to my mom, that last 10 years, I realized at that point that I was going to probably make a similar choice for my wife. And I said, I'm not going to do that because I love my wife too much. I've got to make a change. I've got to do something different. And so part of my story was I ended up, and you can see this here real quick. And then, so I ended up doing a program called P90X, and I ended up finally getting some freedom with that. I found a coach, Beachbody coach, which is what I am now, and ended up really making some progress here. And I also lost a lot of hair on my body, which is I know, yeah, okay. So I lost some pounds, and maybe about 2 of that was in hair. But I did make some progress, and I was very excited because I finally got some freedom from this thing that had been controlling me. And I was like, oh man, this is really, really great. And so that's part of my story. I want to share a little bit more about how there are some specific things that I learned, and I've learned since then, especially as I've coached and literally hundreds of people now, with their health and fitness, and things that we've learned over the time that I think can be really beneficial. So we're going to move into 5 ways to a leaner you. Okay. And number 1, we're going to start this. You can take notes if you want to on this. Again, I said we're going to record. This is being recorded. So you can look back at this. You can refer friends to this, and they don't even have to be involved in the challenge group necessarily. It's going to be a YouTube link, so you can refer this on to other people if you'd like. Okay. So here we go. Number 1, and I know this seems really obvious and kind of silly, but the idea is we need to get more lean protein in our bodies, okay? And the reason why we need more lean protein is that our bodies, when they become muscle machines, they also become fat-burning machines. And we realize that protein, especially lean protein, is the sort of the building blocks to build muscle. And as we are working out and doing things to maybe grow our muscle, we obviously need to have building blocks to kind of restore that muscle. Now, you need certainly energy. So for people who call it no carb diets or very, very low carb diets, not a big fan, because you still need energy in order to do your workouts, in order to actually have the energy for your body to heal and get those amino acids and those proteins to rebuild your muscles. Because basically what's happening in a workout situation is you're tearing apart muscle fibers, and then your body needs to reconstruct those, okay? So when you're tearing apart, then it replaces in between those muscle fibers, new muscle fibers, and you quote unquote grow muscle. So it's literally growing muscle. And you have to have lean protein in order to make that happen, okay? I'm a biggest fan of particularly fish. I'm a big fan of chicken, your lean pork, and then very lean beef if you're going to go there. And those like flank steak. It tends to be on the more expensive side because it is lean and there's little of that on many cows. And then you've got some of your legumes and things like that, and other forms of plant-based proteins as well. Quinoa. Anybody quinoa fans out there? A little shout out to the quinoa. Yeah, there we go. Raising hands. Very good. So the quinoa is really a fantastic plant-based protein, which is great. Okay, so what we do is we get more lean protein in our bodies. Now, ladies, I'm going to talk to you for a minute. Okay, guys, you can listen in, but ladies, I'm going to talk to you. You tend to be not so good at this, okay? You tend to, I'm just going to eat my salad and I just want to put some dressing on it and, it's going to be good and it's going to keep it light and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not really going to worry about that chicken and because blah, blah, blah. Okay, sorry, I'm just being mean to ladies. I'm putting my lady voice on. But anyway, what we tend to do is we tend to eat, probably undereat on our proteins quite a bit. And then what happens is our bodies get because protein processes very, very slowly in the body. Okay, it's another reason why protein really helps you feel full. And so it processes slowly. So we tend to then grab for the bad things, the carbs and things like that maybe aren't so helpful for us in quantity. So I'm going to tell you that specifically, ladies, we need to make sure that we're eating enough good, lean, quality protein. Now you may ask, okay, well, how much, Dan? What does that mean? Okay, how much is enough? Okay, we can help you. And I want to kind of check this out. This is pretty cool. So eat more lean protein. How to calculate? You can check this website out. You guys know those Kashi, the cereal Kashi. Now the thing is, why I love it so much because it's very cool site, very simple. So proteinsmart.kashi.com. Check it out. It's a great website thing for you to use and to calculate, put your weight in there, your age, that all kind of stuff, and then it calculates how much protein you need to be getting each day in terms of grams. Now, just posted this recently on my Let's Go-fitness.com site. I posted that recently in my recipes. There's a great tuna salad recipe that's healthy with avocado and a little bit of Greek yogurt and things like that. Little pickle juice to make it kind of have that normal, it tastes a little bit like a normal tuna salad, so you can check that out. Let's go, letsgo-fitness.com, and you can just kind of just go to the blog area and it'll say nutrition and then there's recipes. But anyway, but tuna is so good, especially albacore. If you have a Costco in your town, we just got one. Woo, baby! Anyway, so Costco has this great albacore tuna, and guess what? One can, 36 grams of protein. So I'm just saying, you can make that into that healthy thing. You can slam that down, and oh my gosh, you've got a great protein slam every day. And honestly, my wife kind of made up this recipe, and it is stellar, awesome, and good. Okay, so check that out. Fantastic. Let's move on. Number 2, strength workouts. So the idea is we can cardio ourselves to death, okay? And don't get me wrong, I love myself some cardio. I'm an Insanity guy. I'm a Insanity certified instructor. I'm a Body Combat certified instructor. But I know that I need to have my muscles worked out in terms of the strength side, resistance side of things. We mentioned this before, so you're tearing apart those muscle fibers and you're rebuilding them. But what we need to turn ourselves into is that fat-burning machine by adding more and more muscle, because muscle burns fat. And guess what, guys? It's crazy. I know this is crazy, but more muscle burns more fat. Whoa, earth-shattering. I know it's crazy. Okay, so the idea is the more muscle we have on our bodies, and the more we're building that, the more we're able to really maintain maintain our weight better. And of course, strength workouts are great for so many additional things. There's benefit studies show in terms of mind strength, your brain actually reacting better, having a greater a sense of, especially for your bone mass. Ladies, as you age, osteoporosis is a big issue. Heart health certainly is part of that too as well. So you're building more muscle. So strength workouts, resistance workouts, using some weights, getting some resistance in order to get your body in great shape. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, now, cutting out processed simple carbs. That is a table of not so goodness, if you can kind of take a look at that. I know everyone's like, Top Ramen. Oh, shoot, really? Man, no way. Sugar cookies, we got cornbread, all this stuff. And so you guys probably know this rule by now. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But the idea is that perimeter of the store tends to be a little bit healthier than the inside of the store, because that's where you're getting so when you go to grocery shopping, that's where your produce section tends to be. That's where your meat section tends to be, on those edges. And so the fresher and less processed, less preserved things that you buy, the better they tend to be for you. Okay. And of course, like organic, and there's grades of how many organic. And if I had my druthers and I didn't live in Indiana, in the middle of literally right now, sub-zero temperatures, going to be this tonight, I would be, have like local grown everything, because we'd have that option. Okay. So please make sure that you are at least trying to cut out those processed simple carbs. So let's take a look at what those look like now. So excess sugar. So I'm not saying, there's a point where we have to understand that there's probably some sugar that's going to be in some of the foods that we eat. Okay. And that's okay. So like when you eat fruit, you understand that fructose is in fruit. Okay. That's why you got to be a little bit careful also with fruit, because you can't just go, hey, it's natural and it's fruit, it's awesome, I'm just going to use as much of what I want. Not so good. Not so much, because there's especially some particularly citrus family stuff can be, and bananas actually themselves can hold a lot of sugar in them, especially as they get, like bananas, when they get more ripe, if you notice they get more sweet, you're getting more sugar content in that. So you got to watch that you're not overdoing on the fruits, but particularly when we're talking simple carbs here. So excess sugar. So when you're going to through the line at Starbucks, you really don't want to go for the 4 pumps of, because that's normal what happens, for 4 pumps of that caramel syrup stuff in there, because that's just really hops on all that those processed sugar that you're getting, and then your body's going to absolutely have a spike, or your endocrine system is going to spike, and then you'll have that crash after. It's called the carb crash. You all know you're kind of hungry after, and you lose your energy, and then you just crave more after that. So you could say, okay, well, yeah, drinking coffee because I've got all this energy, but when you put all that sugar in it, those things are actually fighting against each other, and so you're actually giving yourself less energy in the longer run. Yep. 2 for tall, 4 for grande is generally where we're at. Yep. 5 for venti, 6 for venti ice. Yeah, very good, Lindsay. So being careful to watch that you don't overdo it on that stuff. And then also certainly your creamers and things like that. And we'll get, some tips on that, especially moving forward. I used to be a creamer addict back in the day. Pumpkin spice. Oh man, love that stuff. But not so much anymore. All right. So cut your processed simple carbs. Now here's the deal. When you do eat too much of these processed simple carbs, we talked about this. So you get this, your insulin bumps up to take care of that. Just like when I was talking with my dad. So instead of getting shots, like if your body's somewhat normal, you're going to pump in more insulin into your body in order to process that sugar. So you do a Mountain Dew, let's say, okay, and you're going to get that sugar into your body. Then what's going to happen? Your body's going to go, okay, pump in insulin into your system. And then at the end of that, when you get maybe done with that, you're going to have excess insulin, which is going to be waiting for more sugar. Okay. And that's where you're going to have the cravings that set in back again. So the more you're putting sugar into your body, the more your body craves sugar. So that's that process. And guess what? Companies love it. They love it. They want you to feel that. So Mountain Dew loves getting you addicted to the dew. They want you to do the dew because it pays the bills, right? And it makes them money. So don't fall into that trap. Number 4, HIIT workouts, okay? High intensity interval training. Now, there are many good workouts that are based on this, so you can take a look here. So HIIT workouts are things like, just throwing some things out here to you, but Insanity is one. Les Mills Grit is built on that. There's Tabata style stuff. There is, if you Google a site, it's Dr. Kevin Mercola. If you Google the words Mercola, Mercola, Peak 8s, the number 8, that will give you the energy, or excuse me, that will give you kind of a guideline to HIIT style workouts, which means you're basically going to get your heart rate up for a little bit of time, and then you have recovery. Heart rate up, recovery, heart rate up, recovery. So you can get the same amount of time in a workout, say 20 minutes, but so much more effective in terms of burning body fat. So maybe some of you maybe you're running, maybe you've got a weightlifting routine, maybe you're doing even videos and things like that. But if you really want to go kind of lean out and do something extra, maybe a couple days a week to go at that body fat, that belly fat, you can do what are called, it's called Mercola Peak 8. So really what you're looking at is doing just in summary, it's a 2-minute warm up, whatever you're doing. So it could be running, it could be jumping jacks, something that just gets your heart rate up, pedaling a bike. So you do 2-minute warm up, 30 seconds of hitting it hard, about like 95% of your capacity. And then you pull it back for about 1:30 for about 70% of capacity, 65, 70% around that area. Now don't go dropping too far back. You still are moving, okay? And then you repeat that process of the 30 seconds of intensity in 1:30 after that. You combine that up to 8 times of that combo, okay? So it'll get you up to 20 minutes. So if you think about 8, so it's 30 seconds plus 1:30 is 2 minutes. You times that by 8, that's 16. And you get a 2-minute warm up and a 2-minute cool down, 20 minutes, okay? So in a 20-minute thing, a couple times a week, if you really want to shred the body fat, find something that's going to get your heart rate up where you're literally breathless. And you'll be at that point then where you're going to be able to really head after that body fat burning longer than the workout that you do. Okay, so it'd be better for you if you're going to try to burn body fat is to do that versus doing maybe 30 minutes, what I call low and slow. So if your goal is burning body fat, don't go low and slow. Low and slow is just going to get your heart rate up and you'll burn some calories, but you won't burn calories after the workout. So it's what's called the EPOC effect. The EPOC effect is EPCOH. So let's take a look at this real quick. So the EPOC, no H, effect, which is excessive post-workout oxygen consumption. Okay, so this is, you're going to get that your body's all for the remaining like 10 to 12 hours after a HIIT style workout, your body's going to be wanting to kind of recover from that. And studies have shown over and over and over that this HIIT style really, really works. And so, the cool thing about it is that it burns fat, not muscle, okay? So you're not metabolizing muscle, because you can get in a situation, this is also another issue, is you're not eating enough specifically, that you will metabolize muscle. So you got to watch that you don't bring your body into starvation mode. And of course, increased metabolism, okay? Now, here's the deal. Let's talk a little bit about the 5th way, getting a leaner you. Getting 30 of your 30 micronutrients in daily. So here's the deal. A micronutrient, okay, and this is an interesting thing, but they are categorized. So as people who are dietitians study, your body there's 30 micronutrients. And some people disagree. So somewhere between 26 and 30, it's right around that area. Micronutrients that your body needs on a daily basis to perform at peak levels, okay? So I'm going to read this to you. I don't want to, or I'm not trying to think you're stupid that you can't read, but I think it's important. So although micronutrients are needed only in small amounts, their deficiency leads to critical health problems, okay? In fact, most of the diseases and conditions that people face today are due to a deficiency in micronutrients. The World Health Organization says that if we ensure elimination of micronutrient deficiency, labor efficiency will increase multiple. So labor, as that's a British word, it means work efficiency, right? That we're more efficient how we work. Now, here's a list of micronutrients. There's vitamins. There's all these minerals, and then some organic acids. And so we've got this list that we put together, and that nutritionists put together and dietitians. So this list is pretty big, and to try to get that all in one day is pretty difficult. Now check this out. So I would ask you this question: do you struggle sometimes with food cravings? Do you maybe have like a mental fog, particularly maybe in like midday, mid-ending of day? Are you sometimes a little bit irritable, sluggish on occasion? Okay. It's probably because you have a micronutrient deficiency. Okay. And this is the issue. So this is pretty typical in the diet cycle. Okay, guys. So up top here, what people tend to do is they start a diet. So New Year's resolutions, bam, here we go. I'm going to start a diet. We're going to reduce calories, right? And you add exercise. So you reduce the calories, you add exercise. It's pretty typical, okay? Right around, and this is the thing, because like people go, because they'll start off strong. And then right around days, it's between 7 up to 10, 14 days, right around that area is when people tend to fall off the wagon the most, okay? And the reason why is because you're asking your body to do more, you're eating less, and you tend to then maybe not get as many of the good things, those micronutrients that you need. So your body is actually nutrient deficient. So you get more and more tired. So that irritability factor, when you're working out and you're just like, I feel like crap. That's because you're not getting your body what you need, okay? And then that's when you get frustrated and you start giving in to temptations you see at the bottom of this cycle, okay? Which then you give in, right? And then you go, and you feel guilty. You're kind of, I'm such a failure. I screwed this up again. I need more willpower. I just haven't, I haven't landed this right, blah, 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 blah. And then what happens about 4 or 5 months later, you go into like I said, the dressing room in Plato's closet. You look and you go, I got to do something. And then you go, this time I'm going to try harder again. So what do? You start exercising more, you reduce your calories. About 10, 14 days later, you have the same problem. Anybody willing to raise their hand in the chat that you've gone through a similar cycle on this, from like maybe several cycles on something like that, where you've tried it and then you got frustrated? Anybody willing to admit that? Yeah. So people tend to give up. Yeah, only for years. Nice, Jason. Good. But so that cycle can really be defeating. And here's the funny thing is because it's a mental thing, but honestly, guys, it's a physical thing that you're fighting. You're fighting your body. So I'm just going to say, it's not your fault. I mean, it is, but it's not. So the issue is it's not more willpower necessarily to do this. You need to get your body what you need, okay? Now, let's talk a little bit about here. So nutrient deficient is not a made-up term. It was found, now this top paragraph here, it's a little scientific here, but just to check this out. It's found that 100% sufficiency was possible. We mean being satisfied with all of those micronutrients. So this is a study that says 27 essential micronutrients. Was only possible when daily, check this out in bold, daily caloric intake requirement averaged 27,575 calories. You got me? 27,575 calories. Now, most people, if you're eating on some form of a diet plan, it's generally 2,000 calories or less. But in order, so this is a study. This is done by Journal of American Medical Association. Okay, this was a study done that in order to get all those is 27,575 calories. Can you imagine how you would be feeling after 27,000 calories per day? You would be eating constantly. That's all you would be doing. So extreme caloric intake requirement is, in the opinion of this researcher, impossible and medically unwise to obtain or sustain, okay? So here's the thing. I'm going to tell, and this, I'm just going to try to say, for people who try to do, so diet plans for just using whole foods alone, on average, still are about deficient in about 56%. Okay. So you can try to do like Whole30 and things like that. Those are great. I'm not saying that's good stuff. Okay. So I think the more we can understand that we're kind of, the deck is stacked against us. And even our food supply itself is less and less micronutrient rich because of over farming. Okay. So, the richness of our soil back 100 years ago is quite a different story than today because of our population growth and the needs of it. So even people who eat 5 daily servings of fruits and vegetables may not get enough certain vitamins for optimal health. So, and we got this. So micronutrient deficiency has been shown to cause an 80% increase in likelihood of becoming overweight and obese, scientifically linked to a higher risk of other dangerous and debilitating diseases, including resistance to infection, immune issues right there, birth defects, cancer, cardiovascular disease, and osteoporosis. So here's the thing, as Beachbody coaches, and I want you to know, we are trying to offer solutions to help people. Okay? So this is one of those solutions, and it's a thing that Beachbody coaches use on a regular basis. I've been using Shakeology now for 3 years. Now, Shakeology is a meal replacement shake that you do once per day, and it gets you a whole host of awesomeness in one shake, okay? And I don't want you to, please understand here, guys, the last thing I'm going to ask you at the end of this is I'm like going to have the hard sell at the end of this thing. Okay, now I've done all this free stuff, and now you got to buy it, and here's what no. All I'm doing is offering a potential solution here. So please hear my heart on this. I hope you guys know me enough by now, and a little bit from Captain Core and also even from just this webinar. But what we're really trying to do is offer a good solution. And part of my story is that the fact that it's really helped me. But taking a look at this real quickly, what's in Shakeology? Prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes. You get some great quality protein and amino acids. Normal 24 vitamins and minerals, essential. Red, blue superfoods and antioxidants. Green superfoods, which are your phytonutrients, like your spinach and your kale and that kind of stuff. And then adaptogen herbs, which are like things like maca root and astraluga and just tons of great rotes, adaptogens that help. And they've been talked to things about things like potentially fighting cancer, that kind of stuff as well. Okay? So if you've ever felt frustrated with weight, you've ever felt tired of feeling blah, you can see the list. Disappointed in how you look, low energy, no motivation, not sure where to start, want to be confident again, okay? All these things, you are not alone, okay? So you're not alone. This is not something new, not something different than you felt. So here's the thing. We want to, and maybe you've tried different stuff. Maybe you tried a personal trainer for like, $50, $95 an hour, maybe a nutritionist, boot camp for 5 days, like crazy ones, join a gym, anywhere from $10, the Planet Fitness thing, or all the way up to more than that, with not a whole lot of direction maybe, or Weight Watchers, however you've tried to kind of go at this, lots of different potential options, okay? But here's the thing, and maybe you've not had success with those, but here's the thing. What will it cost you if you don't change some habits? Okay. It might be health. It might be financial. It might be because like in the long run, you're going to, with your health, there's going to be finances connected to that. So you're having health problems, right? Emotionally, how you're going to feel if you're not changing physically, obviously. And then socially, it might even put you in a point where you're like, you have to be more alone, more isolated, that kind of stuff. And your friends are out moving on. And what do we do? Okay. So you need to do something different. And that's just like what I said. So when I decided to do something different, I had to make a change. And so we want to present a next step potential for you. Okay. And so you're invited to a thing, and you may have seen the infomercial that's kind of come out on this, and it's called I have wrong date there, but we'll check that. So you're invited to a 21 day journey that we call a premium challenge. Now, you've just done what's called a 5-day free challenge, many of you. And And that's great. It's a great first step for you. But what we're asking, so some of you, I know that some of you have taken some great steps in your fitness in the last few days. And maybe it's just part of a journey that you're just considering more and more. But you need more structure and you need more help in order to not kind of hodgepodge things together. Maybe you looked on Pinterest and you found some great little, okay, do these squat workouts, whatever, or that kind of stuff. But you want something that's more structured, okay? 21 Day Fix is a program, guys, going to say hands down is one of the best programs out there for this. It allows you to have portion control. And you can see the portion control containers there. You get a great 30-minute workout each day for 21 days. And so it's 7 workouts. You do that set 3 times with this gal who her name's Autumn Calabrese, and she's fantastic. She's a great motivator, a great trainer, and a great educator. And then also pairing that, you get a food guide with that. You get a Shakeology shake, all this kind of stuff. Then you get Shakeology potentially as well with this. All of this, and this challenge starts, it says 2/23, it's actually 3/23. So it starts on March 23rd, okay? And so check that out. You get a personal coach with you, so one of us, Beachbody coach, 30 days of Shakeology, the Simple Nutrition Plan, Beachbody workout, do at home. Workout buddies to do this with you in a private Facebook challenge group. So now we had 670 people in this challenge. These groups are going to be anywhere around about 10 to 20 people. So you get a lot more personal attention. You get people checking up on you regularly. And that's the job of a coach. Simply to nudge you, not to nag you, but to nudge you and make sure you're staying on track. Okay? So workout buddies, tons of support. If you complete the program and you mail in the fact that you did that, maybe it's some before and after pictures, you get a free t-shirt, which is kind of cool. And if you do really great, and maybe some of you have seen people post with this kind of stuff and people win prizes. Several people on our team have won prizes, like $500,000 prizes for their transformations, which has been pretty cool. Okay. So here's the thing. You may already go, yep, got it, Dan. I'm already feeling it. I don't need to hear a whole lot more. I'm going to do this because I really feel like this sounds potentially doable for me. Okay. 2 things. Contact your coach, number 1. So the person who invited you to this, or maybe you don't know the person directly. So maybe it's like your friend of a friend kind of a thing. That's great. You can invite, we can kind of connect you through that person. Or if you don't know, you don't know who necessarily invited you to this, or maybe a friend did, but it's like we're 4 levels down. We'll try to connect you. letsgofitness.com/21day challenge. If you want to register there, we would love to help you get connected, at least to find out more information. This isn't a commitment. This isn't a finalized, like, hey, I'm going to, whatever. But this is going to be a situation where we want to just get you more information. So the first 3 people to sign up are going to get a free Shakeology Shaker Cup, which is pretty cool. Awesome. Love to have you to get that as well. So Shakeology Shaker Cups, and they're pretty sweet. It's swag and awesome. So your coach will follow up with you if you do sign up on that. And like I said, it's not on the 2/23, but it's 3/23. So it's March 23rd. So that's just about, we got about 9-10 days before that. So it's just about the perfect amount of time for you to potentially get rolling. Now, quickly before we kind of close out here, I want to tell you a quick story. So we've got a gal named Jeanette. Jeanette's been down. Now, this is a little bit older picture. She's down a full 22 pounds and 2 pant sizes she's about like 1.5 times through her 21-day fix, which is fantastic. So I'm so proud of Jeanette. She's struggled with her weight all of her life, and it's been a really wonderful, just a success story just to watch. And it's really a God thing. She's a woman of faith. Just to see her grow in her spirit and feel so much more confident about who she is, which has been great. Then there's this young mom named Catherine, and she got her mom abs, which is great. So had a couple kids, 2 kids, this gal. You can check that out, the picture on the right there. Got her mom abs using this program. So she's down, so you go, 6.5 pounds. But seriously, guys, it was all about where she lost that weight, and that she lost the inches right around her midsection. We talked about that, which is slides aren't advancing. You aren't seeing that? We're on 23. Huh. Let me see. Maybe. Shoot. Okay. Real quick here. Sorry about this. Let me see if I can find my thing here real fast. Screen sharing is paused. Why did it get paused? I'm so sorry. There we go. Thanks for telling me there, Lindsay. Yes, technology. Okay, so let me back up real fast here. So coach will contact you. That's the website, just so you can see it. So you got the visual. Let'sGoFitness.com, 21-day challenge. Sorry about that. And then there was Jeanette. I told you a little bit about her story. So she's, like I said, 22 pounds down. And then here's Catherine with her mom abs. Now everybody can see and celebrate Catherine. Let's hear it for Catherine. Come on. Anybody? Okay, maybe not. So here's Catherine, and she has done a great, still on 23. Interesting. Okay. So I'm going to just redo it. Hold on 2 seconds. I'm going to share right to there. Can you see it now? Can you see Catherine? No? How about this? How's that? Anybody? All right, share the screen. Yay, there we got it. Okay, finally, my word. Okay, sorry guys. And on my screen it says it's paused, which is really weird. So, okay, so you can see Catherine. Now I'm going to click to my wife, Lisa. Can y'all see this now? Tell me, say yes to Lisa. Somebody, yes, there we go. Very good. Sorry about this. So Lisa, this is my wife. And so I've been doing other workouts. So she's been doing several things. She's been doing done Shailene Extreme. She's done Turbo Fire, lots of Turbo Jam, different ones. And 21-day fix, I'll tell you what, because it really helped nail the nutrition. Lost 10 pounds, 6.5 inches, and just being real, she lost it in the places where she really wanted to. Her booty, just saying, yes. There we go, which is really, really great. So lots of success stories. And if you want to get more proof on that, guys, simple YouTube search, 21-day fix results, thousands of people. It works. It does. It's just a simple solution, gets you in great habits for 21 days. So once again, you get that personal coach. You get 30 days of Shakeology, simple nutrition plan, Beachbody workout you do at home, all this stuff, free t-shirt, that's right, all of that. And here's the bonuses. You get some cool stuff. But wait, Dan, there's more. Like I said, the first 3 people to sign up get a free Shakeology shaker cup, exclusive recipe guide for joining the webinar, okay, and a bonus workout DVD for purchasing through a coach, okay? So you get a bonus workout with this Plyo one, which is pretty cool if you potentially purchase through a coach. So normally, if you take these things, you purchase them separately, it's over $200 to do this, okay? But the cool thing is bundled priced right now at the low price of $160. And you're getting quite a bit for that, okay? That is, the fact is, you can be at this spot, now from 6 months from now, you can be at the same kind of spot where you are right now. Or you can choose to do something different, okay? If we choose to do something different, you're going to have a chance. You're going to have the opportunity to make progress towards your health and fitness goals, okay? I'm not saying it has to be this, but I am saying if you are on the path to doing something right, you're making changes, stick or try to find that help to continue. Obviously, like we're doing these 3-minute or even up to 9-minute videos each day. That's probably not enough to really help you make full-out progress. And that's why we really want to invite you to this next step opportunity. It starts March 23rd. So basically, we're letting you know, if you're interested in doing this, you probably have to get things ordered by next Monday at the latest, okay, in order to get your stuff in time. So it's really, really important. Now, there is one that's called 21 Day Fix Extreme for some people who have maybe done workouts in the past. Maybe they've done other things. There is one that's called 21 Day Fix Extreme. You can check with your coach in on that. I'm not recommending this right now because I'm really intending this to be for people who are just kind of getting rolling. But if you do need a next step opportunities, you can check with your coach, and there's lots of different options when it comes to that. 21 Day Fix Extreme is really fantastic as well. Okay? Any questions that people have? I would imagine you might have a couple questions about what we talked about. And it doesn't have to be just about like 21 Day Fix. It can be back to what we talked about in the beginning. Yep, same price on the Extreme. Very good. Any questions? Good work. Yeah, last time particularly, I think one of the things that people are asked a question regarding the amount or the particularly protein. What was it? It was about with protein. They asked if they could, in terms of the timing of their protein, and we talked a little bit about how making sure that you're timing your protein and you've got that spread out through the day. So maybe not just saving it all for one. Particularly also starting the day with protein is really pretty critical too. So that's a great thing. All right. Can an 11-year-old do this? I think that would probably be probably appropriate. Specifically the workouts and the portion control would be absolutely fine. And Shakeology is something that is a great product that kids can have. Just probably the dosage you'd have to sort of watch about how much of that you put and how much you give them. But I think it should be absolutely acceptable for that. But definitely want to check with the doctor and just to kind of show what's in it. But that would be great. So yes. Yeah, half scoop. Yep, give a half scoop. That's what a lot of people will do. Half scoop in there. Yep. 9-year-old does workouts and drinks half scoop. Good stuff. All right, any more questions, y'all? Good. All right, so I want to thank you so much for spending this time with us. I want to thank you for just being part of this challenge. Tomorrow, just giving you a little preview. We're going to have a little bit of fun. So it's going to be crazy. Make sure just today, watch to the very end of the video. Okay. Just a little note on that for tomorrow. So thank you, everybody. And day 5 is up. This is our last day. So keep strong. And thanks, guys. I'll post this in the group as well, so people can get a chance if you want to share that with people. Fantastic. Okay. Take care.